How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf Weekly Podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Silas today. No Con. He's out of town still. So we're going to skip Con's couch this week.
Dang.
I know everyone, moment of silence for Con's couch. I don't have anything to bring up. And I don't want to venture into that world. It's a ruthless world out there. Con's couch world.
Yeah, my brain was on in the bag and trivia, not on fun facts.
Yeah.
Not on fun facts.
But what we do have that's fun is we do have some more off-season rumors and news to run through with new contract updates. There's still a lot of people that we don't know where they're going yet. And it's January 12th. So they got to figure that out.
Yeah.
The question is, do they know where they're going yet? We'll talk about that, I guess.
I would say it's weird this year. We'll get into it.
Then we have some Trevor's trivia, and then we're going to finally talk about the last two posts from the Old to World Disc Golf fandom survey, which is how y'all feel about disc manufacturers and how y'all feel about disc golf media, part 1. Part 2 is coming soon, apparently.
The media.
But before we get into all that, let me take a moment to thank our sponsor of today's episode. Have you ever wanted to come play the courses you see in our videos against us, get a tour of the warehouse and studio, and take part in a classic Foundation game night? If so, then the Heiser Club Championship was literally made for you. To get an invite this year's event, sign up for our annual membership on the Elite or the Hall of Fame level before the end of January, and you'll receive an invite to the exclusive free event happening this fall. Not to mention, in addition, you'll get discounts to FoundationDiscs.com all year long, weekly bonus podcast, behind-the-scenes content, a bonus monthly video, and you even get a free membership disc as well. So head over to patreon.com/FoundationDiscGolf and join the Heiser Club annually today, and we'll see you this fall. Also, you get access to the Heiser Club store, which I'm rocking one of the hoodies that's available in it. How about that?
Oh, exclusive.
If the $10 or $20 tier, the two higher tiers don't sound like they're for you, that's fine too. We also have a $5 tier, and if you join that annually, you still get in on all the bonus monthly content. You don't get the discount, but you do still get the free membership disc. You won't get invited to the Heiser Club Championship. That's just for the Elite and Hall of Fame tier, but you can still get plenty of awesome content, and you save money going annually over month to month. But all of that information and more is available at patreon.com/FoundationDiscGolf. All right. I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing the past few weeks, which is I'm just going to read you the updates that have happened from the last podcast to now.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the ones that are talk-worthy, if you will. The ones that are a little bit bigger
We'll be
moves.
the judge of that.
Yeah, we judge that. Sorry.
Could you imagine hearing your name and you find out you're not talk-worthy?
That would be tough.
That's bulletin board material for the season.
There are... I hate to say it, but there have been some announcements that weren't even Disc Golf Fanatic list worthy, and that's
way worse. That is way worse.
Yeah, because then you don't even get read on here.
Yeah.
So unfortunate for that. But anyways, all right. Starting with January 5th, which is the day after we recorded last week, Lexi Marks, she announced the signing of a new 1-year contract with Discraft. I believe she was with Discmania prior. I could be wrong there, but I think she was.
I will not throw my name into the hat with that.
Chantel Badinsky, a.k.a. Miss Frisbees, parts ways with Prodigy Discs.
That's crazy, actually.
Jaden Rye has signed a 1-year deal with DGA.
RIP the Signature Dimes.
Luke Humphreys signed a 2-year contract extension with Prodigy as the core team captain, which we'll talk about Prodigy's core team in a second here. DGA announced their tour team, which includes Andrew Miranda, Eliezer Mittling, Jake Mon, Andrew Marweed, Sullivan Tipton, Colward Allen, and Katrina Allen.
Still is such a sneaky good team.
Yeah. Matt Bell continues with ThoughtSpace Athletics. Prodigy announced their core team, as I said. Their roster includes Luke Humphreys as the captain. Then you have Brandon Brown, Dylan Capaccioli, Jonathan Fletcher, Matt Hammerson, Jake Ebenheimer, Noah Higgins, Manabu Kajiyama, Jesse Longnecker, and Harper Thompson.
Yeesh.
Colton Montgomery has announced that he's leaving Discmania after a decade with them. Colin Bryant signed a contract extension with Westside, and Nesteri Tukkanen announces his departure from Latitude 64.
You skipped like the most important part of this. Colin Bryant. Who the heck is Colin Bryant? 17-year-old, 1032 rated?
Yeah.
What's his story? That's a high rating right there.
He's dirty. I think he's
not
touring some this year.
He must not be
I don't think he
completely on tour yet because that rating is
no, he's not
spicy.
completely on tour, I don't think.
Remember the name? Buy low, sell high?
I think I know his dad.
Whoa.
So I think
You're
if he's the Brian I'm thinking of, I think he's touring a little bit more this year than last year, but obviously he's 17. Because last year he played Cascade, Northwest Championship, the Preserve, Ledgestone, Idlewild,
Whoa, sneaky, not bad either. Top 50s at all of them?
Yeah, and Idlewild he came in 8th as a 17-year-old.
Write that name down. Colin Bryant.
Yeah. He was 94th in tour standings, but as I just mentioned, he only played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 events.
I'll make a guarantee right now.
Oh, what's your guarantee?
I guarantee if Colin Bryant plays at least 80% of a tour schedule, he'll finish inside the top 50 in standings this year.
That feels like a pretty safe guarantee. Make it more aggressive.
Nope.
Make it more aggressive. Well, if he
all right. If he plays 100% season, if he does a full tour, which I'll say a full tour isn't every event, y'all give him like
where he
2 to 3 skips.
Yeah, he get like the drops are going to be zeros.
If he does that, guaranteed top 40.
Guarantee the tour championship.
No.
Come on.
That is really hard to do.
It is.
Top 40 is very hard.
It is.
In a rookie year, Colin Bryant.
Well, that's the question is...
What does he do well?
He's
throwing
weird
cards all over the place.
Would this be his rookie year? Because he played 6 events last year, I don't think it would be anymore.
But I would consider it.
But yeah, I consider... I think the Pro Tour, it's a weird one because it I don't know.
I think you should have to play at least half the season for it to be a rookie year.
What are their current...
Which,
here we go.
I guess people could abuse that stat by playing 4 years of partial tour that isn't quite half a season, but
rookie of the year.
It's always going to be hard to have a rookie year.
Eligibility. Players' rookie season is defined as a season which they meet one of the following. Begin the season as a Pro Tour card holder for the first time, or play 6 or more world standing points events. So he played 6 last year.
Yeah.
So that was his rookie year.
Rats.
Completes their 10th world standing point event total. Oh, there you go. So that fixes your problem.
What's that?
So if you play 2 a year for 5 years, you're done with your rookie season.
They thought of all this stuff.
Or qualifies for the Pro Tour Championship. So also if you played one event, happened to win it, and make the Pro Tour.
The difference. If you make the PGA Tour and you get that card, you're going because the money is significant out there at those events.
Well, part of it is if you get your Pro Tour card.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Just
getting your card doesn't mean, oh, this is it. I'm going out on the road. You might still be like,
correct. But I think that makes sense to me because getting your tour card nowadays is a little bit harder.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with their qualification.
So all of these make sense to me.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. 6, he should have played 5 last year.
Darn, Colin.
But yeah, is what it is.
What's the measurables on this guy? Is he lanky?
Should I go back to Instagram?
Yeah, let's get...
You see a throw?
This is talking Colin Bryant.
Not really lanky, no.
He's scrappy.
He does have that skinny disc golfer build, you know what I mean?
I don't think Colin woke up this morning thinking we were
probably not. He wasn't ready.
If you're listening, Colin, shout out. Is that a good height comparison right there?
I'm trying to see.
Was he standing next to those guys?
Yeah.
Okay, well, who was he next to?
We got Thomas Gilbert.
Gilbert's tall.
So he's I would bet he's about our height.
Okay. Normal guy.
But he's 17, so he still has growth potential.
That's true. The plates haven't locked in yet.
So 5 foot, well, I guess if he's our height, 6'3" at 17 is pretty good. 5'10" at 17 is clearly
a little
fine.
on the forehand.
Look at that putt, though. Bang.
All right, Colin.
What did you do at USDGC?
Maybe did I set him up for failure by putting him on the radar?
I don't know. 84th USDGC. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But USDGC is a tough event.
Tough event.
A lot of wins last year.
Next up.
He was at the Unchained conference. That's even hard to look on us. I think he'll be there this year. So this is definitely the guy I know his dad of.
Did we meet?
Probably. Definitely. He's probably one of the people that abandoned you at your lunch table.
That's not funny.
All right. Big ones to talk about from that list we just read before our tangent. First, DGA. Sullivan Tipton, Colward Allen, both staying with DGA. Going into the offseason,
there's only one name that matters.
Going into the offseason, we were thinking one or both of them were going to end up with Discraft.
We were speculating.
So neither of them do. They both stay with DGA.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh, are we going to talk about, I don't see this written in your notes. Are we going to talk about the MVP little firestorm going on?
We can, yeah. I don't.
Okay. Are you not placing any stock in that?
Yeah, I don't think it's a player announcement. Let's talk about that next. Let's go with him. I'll write it right here so we don't forget it.
Okay. I think we've kind of been sitting under the presumption that Discraft was gearing up for a big signing, clearing room or whatever, and then it was kind of like the Ganon thing kind of seemed to fall flat on its face, and then these two were like the more likely ones, and like that didn't happen, and so now it's kind of like maybe they just were clearing space because they were like, we can. Not for a player, or maybe they still will strike.
I think they could still sign a player, but it is an interesting one. I thought Sullivan...
Niklas's name kept getting tossed around so much that he posted on his story and put in the Discmania.
I was going to say, Niklas is definitely with Discmania still.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And Ganon, as far as we know, with Discmania still.
I'm not writing that off.
We do have one more update, Ganon related.
Mm-hmm.
Schlebach took to Facebook, called us out to clarify something, which is he went to Discmania first, then Ganon followed him. Which to me just amplifies our case.
Yeah, I would argue that is even
because
more
that just means that Ganon's probably not going to Discraft this year, but he is next year.
Sounds like it to me, Hunt.
Because you got Schlebach going to Discraft this year, which is what happened with Discmania. And then Ganon follows.
He's like a scout. He goes out there to check the waters.
I still stand by, if you're Discmania, like...
Let me just say this.
You got to keep everyone around Ganon happy. That's just crazy.
I don't fault Matt's name, right?
Yeah.
Matt. I don't fault Matt for getting his, by the way. Like,
you should
go and do whatever you can.
But you shouldn't be able to.
But
Discmania should be making you an offer so good.
Just so you guys can understand, this is the picture that I'm painting in my mind that can absolutely happen. The picture is Discmania's highest paid, probably, star athlete on camera, and then immediately behind him, a guy in a Discraft hat. Like, that's the picture that I'm painting. Like, his caddy handing him discs in frame,
staring at the camera,
wearing a Discraft ball. Yeah, and he gets so much camera time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I honestly, Discraft, genius. They're like, we're gonna take half this player. So like,
more what I'm
some people might think that's silly, but it's just like in this world of marketing, like you have to just like not. I don't know.
More what I'm thinking is, if I'm Ganon or if I'm Discmania, and I have the greatest player of this current generation on my team, right?
Well, what could they have offered him that's so much better?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, let's look at us two, right? Let's say that you are a generational talent, okay?
Okay.
And I'm just your best friend, and you go to Discmania, I go to Discmania. Well, I guess I go to Discmania first. You follow.
Yeah.
We're both at Discmania.
Yeah.
We're chumming it up.
Yeah.
Discmania knows we're tight.
We're tight.
They're dumb to let me leave. Because if I go over here, I start telling you about, oh, dude, you got to check out this zone.
I'm telling you.
Feel this zone. Oh, dude, you don't even know. Dude, Wes, shout out Wes, new Discraft team manager. Wes Shrinovar, dude, he treats me so much better than blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, right in his ear.
That's what I'm saying. Just chirp.
And here's the thing.
What? Discmania did that to you? Discraft would never. They treat me better than that.
I love.
Like, what are we doing?
I love picturing the idea that, like, because I understand, like, I know Matt plays and he's like a decent player, but like he, a lot of like his exposure is due to being Ganon's caddy.
Well, also tournament direct. He's big TD, I'm pretty sure.
Sure. I'm sure he's plenty involved in the sport, but obviously it doesn't hurt his involvement with Ganon. So in any case, I'm sure Discmania wasn't offering him anything super crazy. And I love the idea that Discraft is like, let's sweeten the pot a little bit, because how funny would it be?
Yeah.
Like, they have to think it's funny. Like, Discraft is like, we're seriously going to have this guy's caddy? Like, that post alone, like, had us talking about this like a bunch of psychopaths last week. And so,
yeah,
congrats. Like, you guys we are little, like, what is it? What do you... We're like the pigs, and you guys have the carrots on a stick. Like, what is it? Like that?
I don't know, but I love where you're going.
That's a Minecraft tie. I don't know what actually follows the carrot on a stick.
A rabbit, probably.
Anything that likes a carrot. If you the manufacturers, you just do what you want, and we're gonna follow it around. We'll just talk about it like crazy people.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. We'll blab it.
But anyways, back to Sullivan, Tipton, Colredal, and neither of them going to Discraft. I thought Sullivan Tipton was going to end up at Discraft, but neither of them did. They stay with DGA, which props to DGA for keeping together this team.
I like the idea that they like had a warehouse and it was like all dark, and they invited Cole and Sully in, and they were like, whichever one of you makes this 50-footer gets the Discraft spot. And they both clanked it. And they're like, all right, we'll try next year. See you guys. Have fun selling pipelines.
And then the next one is Colton Montgomery. leaving Discmania.
C Monty currently minus 1,600 to go to Innova Discs.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely where he's ending
his
up.
Spouse is currently at.
Now, if you read in his post, let me see. There's a few things like that he highlights.
It's a good nostalgia post.
Well, but I'm saying there's a few things that you can kind of read between the lines of that. Like he's saying stuff he's not saying. Like for instance, after 10 years for proudly representing the Shield, I thought it in my career there. And then you have at the beginning, it was all about family.
Oh no,
the people within the company is what made it so special. So much passion, so many ideas, always moving forward. And so like you do have that. Like he goes through all of the highlights, right? But then, yeah, essentially he steps away.
I mean, I've heard from very good sources at this point, very good sources, that Discmania
This is it. I was looking for this line.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Read it.
I knew it was in here somewhere. I'm thankful for the opportunities Discmania provided me, but all good things come to an end. And unfortunately, it's just not the same company anymore.
Right.
Lone Howl out.
And we've heard from very, very good sources that Discmania is basically being run. The whole House of Disc conglomerate is being run like Latitude is run. Like that the guy in charge, David Berglund, is essentially like that's his vision for the company.
Is he still the one in charge? I don't remember.
I think he is now. I think he wasn't for a bit. Now he's back.
I don't know. They've had a lot of top end turnover.
But in any case, it's like, and obviously Latitude has like a decent model for things, but like Discmania and Dynamic, it is crazy, frankly, maybe even Castoplast. It's crazy how many of these brands, like they thrive on being like these homegrown, grassroots, family-oriented, community-oriented brands. And when you, like Latitude has always been a little more clean corporate image, and that works for them just fine. That's kind of been their thing, and like they do good marketing and they sign like likable players. And I don't have a problem with Latitude. It's just like once you stripped away that layer of like, I don't know, relatability from some of these companies, like it just became harder to buy in. Like now it's harder to buy into Discmania than it was.
I think for me, where the House of Disc issue stems from almost is more like go back when I first got in the disc off. Trilogy was a thing, right? And what Trilogy was just dynamic discs. Dynamic discs in the US, Latitude 64 was in Sweden. They were owned separately, right? But they were very tied together because Dynamic was essentially the US distribution for Latitude. Latitude made Dynamic discs. And then how I understand it, both Dynamic and Latitude went in together and bought Westside. So there's your trilogy, right? So Westside, Dynamic, Latitude 64, all three made from the same plastic. All three just had different names for the plastic. And then you had the US distribution and then you had the Sweden distribution, right? And like from that standpoint, the consolidation of Dynamic into House of Disc, Dynamic makes perfect sense to me.
Yes.
Because Dynamic always kind of felt a little weird. Like it felt like it was just Latitude 64. So the merging of that together, that doesn't confuse me at all. Right? Like that feels like the inevitable finally happened. We all know it was going to. The thing that I think hurts the most in House of Disc is Castoplast and Discmania, because Discmania, while it was a European brand, the Colorado home base made it like you had this grassroots, like people, obviously Discmania was UC, and we talked about this as soon as the founder leaves a company and steps away, everything changes anyways. But you had UC, you had Simon, Eagle, you had the ties to Colorado. Like it felt very, even the ties to Innova, like it did feel like you were a part of something bigger. You weren't a part of a big corporate entity. And then Castoplast was like almost a cult, right? Like the people who threw Castoplast, the way they talked about this thing was, to be fair, they were saying the truth. But like the plastic feel, all of this stuff, like it was like a different level. Yeah. And to merge those in, because if you look at it from a venture capitalist standpoint, what they're doing makes perfect sense, right? Why do we have a warehouse in Colorado when we have one in Kansas? We don't need both. Yeah. We have too much staff spread out across both of them. Bring that into Kansas. Why are we doing both? Makes perfect sense. But when you do that, you lose a lot of the individuals that made Discmania. Yeah. And the same thing with Castoplast. And so it's like from a business standpoint, it makes sense what they're doing. But at the same time, the individuality of the brands is getting merged.
And if they weren't like the only reason that those brands even exist, the only reason that there isn't just Latitude 64 is because that logo that's attached to those brands still grabs parts of their customer base, and that's it. Like, other than that, they wouldn't matter. Like, that's the only reason, because it's the same plastic. They could just, Latitude could just rebrand all the molds and bring it all under one big company, but they're holding on to like the Discmaniacs.
Well,
that have
what's
stuck
funny
around
to me is like, because obviously the MD3 is the greatest mid-range ever made, in my opinion, right? Absolutely love the MD3. If all of a sudden that was I mean, what's a Latitude name? If that was just came out to be the Trust,
sure,
I don't know that I'd throw it, because I wouldn't be able to convince myself it was the same disc. Because it wouldn't look the same. You know what I'm saying? Like the MD3 still has the Discmania logo up top, still says MD3 on all of that. Like,
I mean, it would be a different feeling for sure. But
that's what I'm saying. I would lose trust.
Okay.
In the
That's
trust.
Ironic.
Didn't mean to say that, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
similar.
it's
we know.
It's like I'm not as attached to certain molds necessarily. Like, but in the example of like throwing different brands is fun.
This is actually perfect. Perfect. MD3 is the Metal Warrior.
Yes.
I've never liked the Metal Warrior.
You never liked it.
The same exact disc. Literally, the Innova made MD3s
stamp designs
are the Metal Warrior. I think it's a Metal Warrior, but they're the mid disc 3, right? Literally, that's the Innova MD3.
Yeah.
You should be my favorite mid of all time.
It's a different feeling.
I put it in my bag and I can't get behind it. I don't like it.
There's emotions associated with discs.
Yeah, like
a lot of them fly pretty similar.
A big reason I throw it so well is my feeling of trust behind it.
You give me that Z Buzz, and I see that circle stamp with that Buzz logo on there, and that makes me feel something. Like there is more to like confidence. I mean, even like they talk about this in golf too. When you put your club behind the ball, there is something about the look of that club behind the ball. There's something about the disc in your hand that it's more than just the feeling. It's the way it looks. Like it does. And if brand ties have to do with that, I think the best case scenario at this point, and this could happen for all of these brands, but I think Discmania would be lined up the best for this, would be a situation where House of Discs feels that it's losing them money overall. They sell it back to UC for a fraction, and he takes it back to Innova, and Innova lets him back, like, for manufacturing. Because you imagine?
Yeah.
Imagine the day.
Well, realistically, I think and it's hard because disc golf's so small, but the best thing that could have happened with this all would have been that they kept the leaders at the helm of these individual companies.
Yeah.
Right? They were able to consolidate behind the scenes, but the general public never knew. As far as, like, they knew House of Discs invested into the companies, right? But as far as, like, they moved from, because the Latitude 64 making the originals line happened pre-House of Discs, if I'm not mistaken. Like the Italian blend C line, right?
No.
Are we sure?
I think that was...
Because remember, Discmania said they had their own manufacturing plant and all of that, and we were like, this is Latitude 64.
Was it really just before we knew a bunch about the House of Discs thing?
I don't think House of Discs had bought them out yet.
It was a similar timing. Maybe not.
I don't think they had bought them out yet.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, UC was
they were still hyped there.
UC was a part of the company still.
UC was running the company.
Yeah, they were still in Colorado.
Eagle was still with it. And so was Simon, I'm pretty sure, when that all first started.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Sky God 4 is Discmania made.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that all happened pre-House of Discs. I'm saying if that was the vision that stayed, then I don't think anyone's even batting an eye. But because disc golf's so small...
Well, just keeping would how different would things be if they had never lost Simon?
Or Eagle.
Yeah.
If Simon and Eagle were still there pushing it, you never know.
Waited for it.
But it is different. And that's what, Colton Montgomery, while he's not a big-time player in the sense of, like, he's not going to go to a company and get 7 wins next year, right?
He won't get one.
Most likely, unless he wins Waco again, which is a Jomez series. So, but it's not a big move in that standpoint. It's just more like
a sign of the times.
It's another domino falling to just kind of keep adding to the House of Disc in the sport issues, if you will.
Every time something like that happens, the Innovas and the Discrafts of the world just, I think, gain more rapport, because it's just like there's just so much. It's so much more exciting looking at a company that makes their discs in-house and is like these, for the U.S. consumers, it's like they're U.S. brands, and they've like stayed the same. Like, I feel like it helps them even more the more this, like, I mean, this House of Discs, like, saga, this whole thing, like, I think it's only helping, and MVP too, I'd throw them in that category. These companies that are just kind of doing their thing, I think it just helps them every time this gets, the waters just get muddier and muddier.
I do think at the end of House of Discs era, whenever that is, I think Trilogy's all that's left standing, and I feel like it's probably all just Latitude 64. Like, I feel like there will come a time where, because they're not going to let Latitude 64 die. Why would you? No. Right? The people at the top, it's their brand. They're the ones that are the best at running Latitude 64. So I feel like eventually it will get to a point where it's like, I don't really know why Why does Westside still exist? Right? What's the point in having, like, we can just make the harp and just put a Latitude logo on it. Mm-hmm. No one's going to bat an eye. Right? And I feel like those answers will, like, over the next decade, as they keep trying to answer that, like, I feel like as they keep answering those questions, I feel like that's where all roads lead to. Yeah. And then who knows what'll happen with Discmania? UC might Dave Portnoy buy it back and, you know, go back on the pirate ship, get Simon and Eagle back, and then next thing you know, like, I mean, imagine that blockbuster move. It's a decade later. Yeah, no, there is a redemption arc in Discmania that is absolutely out there. And you know what? The good thing is, like, disc golfers' lifespan at this point, I mean, you might be playing from the time you're 10 till you're 70. So, like, there's a lot of time on the clock for something like that to happen and people to care. Because, like, I could be 40 years old, and if that happened, I mean, it wouldn't involve Simon and Eagle, but if, like, UC bought back Discmania and they went to Innova and brought the originals back, as a 45-year-old, I'd be like, this is awesome. Give me a P2 now. Could that happen under House of Discs? Like, what if House of Discs said, they gave the manufacturing, you know what? Let's see if we can revitalize Discmania, and they brought it to House of Discs. Would you still get excited if Innova was making the molds? Yeah. If it's still... If Innova was making the molds and they were back to the original molds as well. Correct. Yeah. The PD2's back, the FD's back. At least I'd be able to buy the plastic. As a consumer, I'd win. That's what I'm saying. I feel like... No, definitely. Innova's, I think because their demand is ramped up too much. I was like, I don't think Innova's letting it happen. I don't think they have the capacity. Because obviously they're the reason. Has anybody got their hands on any Innova AGL discs yet? I haven't, no. Like, when are those coming in? I don't know. Weirdest deal ever. House of Discs, like, you would just lose money because every disc now you're the middleman. Yeah. But, okay, let's talk MVP's cryptic posts really quick. I'll see if there's been any updates on those. Basically, MVP has made 3 posts. It started with a lab coat. And it just said, "We believe." Right? That was the first post. And so with the lab coat, everyone said, oh, this must be a player coming, right? And so people started trying to figure out who it was, right? So you have We Believe. I think Jay Millie's a plant. Then Jay Millie's an industry plant. He commented Gyro X, please, on like every single... That's funny. He commented Gyro... What is Gyro X? It's their plastic that they never formally brought out. That's what a lot of people are expecting. I'm just saying he was at their Lollapalooza, and... I think he's an industry plant. Because then the second grid post you have says visual excellence. And then your third post, which is the disc, should match performance. So basically, We Believe visual excellence should match perforence. Yeah. Those are the posts. I didn't read the last one or see the last one yet. It's not a player. It's definitely a disc, right? Not a player. The question is, could it be Gyro X? I believe it's the is it the Beam? Or is the Beam the disc we have? Yeah, the Beam. The Beam's the one that was never fully brought out because essentially they made... The heck was the disc we had? We have the Boost. I keep getting the Boost and the Beam. The Boost is such a good name. So some people are thinking something like that, right? Which is Gyro X. So they're basically pointing to the idea that, like, our discs look really pretty. We're making a higher performing disc. I think it is a new plastic blend or a long push for some new... Like the Simon Line Bokeh still hasn't come out. Could be something like that. Not. I do think this is either a disc or a plastic. You don't think it's technology? Well, the plastic would be the technology, right? Like a plastic associated with technology, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not just like it's got good grip. Like, no, I think I'm looking for like this flies better. I'm thinking it would be something visual excellence match performance. I'm thinking it's something that looks crazy. Right? Maybe. Yeah, it could just be something that looks insane. Though. Performance, they're just standing behind their gyro. It flies good. But so I think it's gyro. How much crazier could it look? They've got like sparkly glow swirlies. I don't know. That's where I'm kind of standing by. Is I think it's something along
as a
those
retailer,
lines.
we hear new MVP plastic and we're like, sure,
Licking your
baby.
lips, yeah.
Let it rip.
But I do think that that's what this is pointing to. I don't think that after the should match performance, I think we're done thinking it's a player.
Keep checking our weekly warehouse this Friday in case a pre-sale drops.
So let's talk free agents. Okay, so these are people that have not announced where they're going.
Oh my gosh,
yet.
It's such a long list.
It's a long list.
Scary.
Now, one important thing to note is Discraft's Elite Series team has not been announced. That will take up half this list. They'll be gone with them.
It is also not a coincidence that it hasn't been announced yet.
Correct. I don't think so.
Unless they were just waiting for the dust.
You
to
know
settle
what
with
could
Goose.
totally be happening? I wonder if it's just a promotion of Austin Turner to their Elite team.
You're right.
I wonder if Prez got the bump and Turner's in. Because I see Austin Turner free agent. That could totally be it.
I mean, he
That could
played
be
well
all-
at a couple
No, he
of events
did.
last year, but his second half of the season was buns. But
Could be it.
as a father of a lefty, I promote lefty excellence on this show.
Anyways, here's the free agents, okay? Aaron Gossage, Kevin Jones. Those two, we know they're gone. We're wondering where they're going. I think those are kind of the two big ins on the table, in my opinion.
And wait, who did you say?
Aaron and Kevin.
What about Corey?
Corey Ellis?
He didn't leave.
Corey Ellis is gone from Discraft.
He's gone. So that's
Yeah,
another big one.
Yeah.
Come on. If Kevin Jones is a big one.
I'm sorry.
Holy cow.
Then we have Raven Klein, Holland Hanley, Paige Pierce.
They've got to be
They got to be staying with Discraft, I think. Holland Hanley, we thought was going to be.
And you didn't read Evan Smith in the big ones. He was higher ranked than all those players. Maybe Goose not.
Maybe Goose not.
He was like top 15. No respect. Kevin Jones, big one.
I think Kevin Jones has a bigger name in disc golf than Evan Smith.
I get where you're going with. You're the market.
Kevin Jones moves more plastic than Corey Ellis or Evan Smith.
Listen,
I'm
man,
sorry
if
if
we
you
can
don't
talk
like it,
about
but maybe they should release.
Colin
Maybe they
Bryant
should
for
release
10
a round
minutes,
one
we can
front
mention
nine.
Evan Smith.
I was gonna mention him as a free agent.
You weren't even gonna.
But I was saying the big ones are Aaron Gossage and Kevin Jones. Those are the two bigger free agents.
I don't know that KJ is moving plastic anymore. I'm gonna be frank with you.
More than Evan Smith.
I don't even. What 0 + 0 is 0?
I mean, I know we sold some Kevin Jones Maxes.
Did we?
Some.
Okay, they were on the show.
Well, answer this.
I don't know
what
that
was
we
Evan
had-
Smith's Tour Series disc?
I was gonna say.
We know it was Kevin Jones Max.
I think
What was his Tour Series disc?
The issue is, well, this isn't fair. Because,
Why is it not fair?
Because if Evan Jones.
See, look what we're doing.
If Evan Smith was on an Innova disc, I think he would have sold just as well as Kevin Jones on an Innova disc. I think the point is it was an Innova disc.
I think
not
it's
a disc.
just that
He was on Dynamic. That's a tough sell for anybody. Rick can't even move Dynamic.
Evan Smith had a gold metal flake getaway.
And come on! Like, what? Nobody's buying that. Getaway's a
whole
great
point.
disc, to be clear.
In stock foundation
And
disc.
look, that's what their Tour Series looked like this year.
Gold metal flake.
Oh, come on. That's not fair. We're comparing apples to golden bars.
Here we go. There's at least 2 of them left on our site. If they're both gone by next week, if y'all buy them, I will eat my words.
Yeah, I'm gonna make your words and you're gonna eat them on this show.
If you go buy them, I'll eat them.
I mean, that's crazy. Tour Series discs were glow and they were plain.
Were they glow? I don't think they were glow.
Then what? No, they definitely were glow.
I don't think they were glow. They were lucid gold metal flake. I don't think they were glow at all.
They were just all like that color. That was
they were
like
just gold
poop?
metal flake.
That can't be.
Yeah.
That.
I don't think that's glow. It doesn't say
It's-
glow anyway. It doesn't say moonshine.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah, I think it's just
Well, it
lucid
doesn't
gold.
say the plastic name on the disc.
Lucid
anywhere.
gold.
On the disc?
Metal flake.
Where does it say? Where on the disc?
No, I'm just saying that's the plastic.
Well,
Brad takes that straight from the order form. If it said moonshine gold metal
it
flake,
might have been too long though.
Should I go out front? Silas, do you mind walking out front and seeing if we have any of these in stock?
We definitely do.
And we can do a gold test.
If you go to the Dynamic, we definitely. I'm just thinking to myself.
We'll do a glow test.
Because to be clear,
It doesn't glow.
They all came out in that. That's not even a color. It's lack thereof. A color.
Gold metal flake. They don't
the
glow.
flakes have a color.
I'm saying they don't glow.
Maybe they misspelled it. Maybe it's glow metal flake and they said gold.
It's not. The metal flakes are gold.
Dude,
They don't glow.
That's why I'm like Evan Smith. Justice for that man.
You literally have one.
There we go. We have Evan Smith one. I can see it not glowing from here.
Okay, but like you understand, like what?
It looks like glow, but I'm telling you, it's not glow. It's just gold metal flake. Why are you laughing, man?
Because it's ridiculous. Why didn't they make?
I'll look it up on their
If
website.
this was just a one of, I'd be like, fine. They all were this not color.
They're gold metal flake. What do you mean not color?
And is the metal flake even gold? It's not even just gold. There's silver in there too.
Lucid. This is from Dynamic Disc website. Lucid Gold Metal Flake Getaway. Evan Smith. Description. Do you love the Escape? Need more stability? Okay, let's look at. Yeah, there's no glow. It's just Lucid Metal Flake.
I like the metal flakes. And like, why
Gold
did they do
metal
colors?
flake.
Metal flakes show up in colors.
They are. It's gold. Gold metal flake.
No, they're referring to the flakes. I'm talking about the overall plastic color of the disc, which I would describe as sat in a pond for too long. That's what I would call that colorway. And
Kinda like
also, I like that color. But like I
Great
would
disc,
pick,
Gavin.
I would actually pick that color out. But like that doesn't sell.
Not glow.
You're out here fighting against rainbow swirls and swirly pop sparkle.
I'm gonna tell you.
Kevin
Anyways.
Jones probably had a turntable on his disc.
He did, I think.
What are we gonna do about that?
It was Luster Champ, too. It's good stuff. Raven Klein, free agent. Holland Hanley, Paige Pierce, Adam James, all three surely still with Discraft. We haven't seen an announcement they're leaving
I would think
Discraft. Evan Smith, just talked about him. Corey Ellis, free agent. Where's he going?
We're gonna see
Gavin
Ev
Babcock.
this weekend, I think.
We will. Yeah, he'll be down at the
I'm
Unchained.
burning so many bridges right now. No, he'll.
No, you were defending him. You were saying
Yeah,
he
you're
couldn't
right.
sell because it
You're
was
right.
plastic.
He'll understand. He's gonna be like, dude, I literally picked that color. I was the one that made the decision. I'll say it to his face. It's dumb.
Gavin Babcock, free agent. Staying with Discmania? Is he gone?
Cardinal Disc Golf.
I think at this
Signed.
point he's staying with Discmania. Because at this point we would have seen a
You think?
I'm gone post.
Oh,
I think.
well, but maybe it's a like I'm searching the market, so I don't know that I'm gone yet. Because if it's like some of these players are like, I'm gone. Let's see what's out there. I think some of the other players are like, I want to be gone, but I can't exactly commit to that. Like I might have to take the deal that I've been offered. So
I will say, I don't know if Discmania was ever in his bio. It's not in the bio.
That
Let's see if
doesn't
it's in his
look
link tree.
good.
I don't know if it might never been in his bio.
Oh, he probably has a tour series disc in his description.
He does have a tour series
Well, yeah.
in his link tree.
You gotta make the sales.
Here's a question for you.
We can answer.
Why do they wait until the end of the year? Why don't they just change sponsors at the end of the season?
That's their contract length.
The
which-
contract goes
You're
to
right,
the 31st.
Silas. Their contract should be more seasonality, but the manufacturers want to be able to sell your discs like Black Friday. So I understand it from a business.
I understand, but just like it gives you, like if you're switching sponsors,
But as a
it gives
player-
you more time to learn the discs.
Think of they'll
start
they're
throwing
throwing
it.
it. Yeah, they're throwing it.
Because they're contractually only obligated to throw it in competition.
Yeah, they're
so
throwing it.
that's how so many
okay.
leaks have happened before, is they've been like, hey, I was out and I saw so-and-so doing field work and their whole bag was Innova. We're like, oh, okay. Evan Scott, also a free agent. Lowry Lettinen, free
Holy cow,
agent.
2 out of 3
Nathan
Evans.
Queen, Scott Withers, Hate Jensen, Emerson Keith, Zach Nash. Then again, still with Discraft, I would assume Austin Turner. I'd be shocked if he left. Silas Schultz, free agent. There is a rumor that he's left Discmania, although I don't think he's posted
Gonna
that.
see him as well this week.
I don't think he's posted that, but let me make sure he hasn't. But I feel like I saw somewhere where like someone was saying,
we're gonna be getting scooped, man.
he's
There's like half this list we're gonna see this weekend.
yeah, he has not made a post.
Jay Millie's on the list.
Yeah, Jay Millie's on the list.
Another guy we're gonna
Well,
see.
because he left Trash Panda.
I know.
Ezra Aderhold, assuming he's still with
Surely.
Discraft. Joel Freeman, free agent. We'll see him this weekend probably.
That's on
Luke Taylor, still with Discraft, I would assume. Daniel Davidson, Colton Montgomery, Ida Nessie, Nestori Tukanen, Julia Fors, Tuomas Hayatinen.
very good.
I don't think that was. I tried, though.
It was a good rapid
I
fire
figured if I
stab.
said it really fast,
That's
that might
what
be
I'm
good.
saying. It was a good rapid
And then Jay
fire.
Millie. So like I said, I think about half this list,
What do we got to do to get on this list?
when Discraft, we would have to have a manufacturer sponsor. I think when Discraft
I want to be on the list.
announces their tour series, their elite team, half this list is gone. But it does raise a question of like the players like Gavin Babcock, Emerson Keith, Evan Smith, Evan Scott, Kevin Jones. Like, where are they going? A lot of people think Kevin Jones is going to MVP.
It would have brought
People are
me
pretty confident in that
insurmountable
one.
joy if in like 2022, after I left Dynamic, they put me on that list.
It would, if this list existed, you would have been on it.
So great. I would have got a kick out of that.
But
Kevin Jones MVP. Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
I've heard that one, so we'll see.
It's like, what other name you gonna throw out there? Like they're
Prodigy.
We're running out of
the
names.
other name is that he's
We're
going back to
running out of
Prodigy.
names.
So it will be interesting because I do think that I think there's some people on that list that they don't know the answer yet.
I think a lot of that list.
Yeah, that they don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
And it might be they just say a free agent. And they're just
And
out
they're
there
free.
free.
They can all get together and start their own disc company, the free agents. Their first disc, another overstable approach disc, just like a zone.
Yeah. So this is like a zone, but it's a little different. It's a little bit shallower in the hand, a little bit deeper in the hand, flies a little farther, bites a little more.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's time for the fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia, right after these messages.
Suh dogs. We're going to call my research on this, or my gathered research, it has a debatable amount of reliability.
Okay.
And
Can't wait.
that is all I'll say about that. Basically, what I was aiming to do was compile a list of the states in the U.S. that have never had a national tour or pro tour or major.
Okay.
And the goal of the game is for you, with the help of Silas, if you'd like, to try and guess as many of them as possible. It is a 2-strike system. 2 strikes and you're out. Second strike is out. So let's see how many you can name. And like I said, I may completely botch this because my data is shaky at best.
Well, I'm going to just start kind of going. Can I pull up a map of the U.S. or I have to go this off the dome?
You can pull a map.
Okay.
I respect that.
You say map. Well, because I'm just going to forget states exist.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of go through and just call out ones I know have had. So we're going to just go up the East Coast. Florida has. Georgia has. South Carolina? Yes. North Carolina? Yes. Virginia? Yes. Delaware? Yes. Maryland? Do I want to waste a strike on Maryland? But Delaware has Iron Hill, so I know they have. I feel like some
You
of the
should just
Northeast.
skip that one.
Okay, I'll come back to Maryland. Maryland's tabled.
There's definitely something you could be very confident in.
Pennsylvania, yes. New Jersey, not so sure about. Can you tell me, is it illegal for you to tell me how many are on this list?
How many you're on the...
Like how many states, or you don't want to tell me that?
Like a good hand, like a good bit. Like,
Okay.
you know, like I said, data is shaky, but more than 5, less than 12.
Vermont
probably.
definitely has had one. New York, I feel the state's big enough, it's got to have had one. And these don't count AM majors, right? We're talking pro.
Correct.
Okay. Massachusetts has had one. New Hampshire is an interesting one, as is Connecticut, as is Rhode Island. Okay, I think I am going to go ahead and say South Dakota has not had one.
South Dakota, yeah, is correct.
I'm going to go ahead and say North Dakota has not had one.
North Dakota, correct.
Okay.
Good.
You thought I was about to say
pick.
Maryland, didn't y'all, at home? I did too. And then I saw South Dakota. I was like, well, they ain't had one.
Nebraska, surely.
I was thinking that, Si, but sneaky.
Nobody lives in Nebraska.
All right, we're going to roll with Nebraska. Has not had one.
Nebraska. This is when I'm going to have to... Some of these I pulled up and they were listed as historic national tours. I need to fact check
What does
this.
that even mean?
Like maybe really old...
But national tour is not that old. It's only it started less than 20 years ago.
Okay, here's the event in question. Was this a national tour? The Beatrice Open was in Nebraska. No, that is not a national tour. Don't know
Let's
why.
go,
I don't know why.
I feel like we can say Hawaii. They never put a national tour or major in Hawaii.
That is good.
Yeah.
Alaska, I'm scared of. I feel like we could say it, but I'm scared of it.
No, say Alaska.
Alaska. They never put one out there.
Yeah,
No.
that's clear.
All right, come on, Si, we're rocking. Okay. You know what? I'm feeling confident. Maryland has never had one.
So this is the next one I need to...
No.
Oh.
Because let me...
I feel like Mississippi could be a dark horse one.
Mississippi scares me.
Let me see if I can find it.
I can't think of one, but surely.
Okay. This one's clear. Maryland, no.
Maryland, no.
Let's go.
Okay, let's just go the next row over. West Virginia.
Also clear.
I wasn't guessing it, but thank you.
Oh, nice.
Free one.
Darn,
freebie.
you got me. You're on a heater right now. You're doing great.
Kentucky for sure has had one. Idlewild's in Kentucky. Because you think it's in Cincinnati. Ohio, it's not, but Ohio's also had one. They've had Worlds. Tennessee, Music City Open. Georgia for sure has had one. Alabama, I'm going to say has had one at some point because
Surely.
it's, rich,
that just
rich
feels
history.
right.
Texas for sure has had one. Louisiana, We're obviously going there. Well, we're not, but the Pro Tour is. But have they ever been there before? I don't know, so I'm going to skip it for now. Kansas has had one.
Surely Wyoming hasn't.
Oklahoma's had one. You're probably right, Cy. Probably Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. No, Idaho. No, Iowa's this famous one. Idaho could be sneaky. All right, Wyoming, 0.
That's correct.
Montana, 0.
Correct.
Side, do we go Idaho?
Idaho, yeah.
Idaho, 0.
Correct.
All right.
You're getting close to getting almost all of them.
Washington, Oregon, they have had. Well, has Washington? I'm going to say yes. California, definitely. Nevada, yes, they've had. Utah, they had Worlds at. Arizona,
did you say Minnesota?
Minnesota, no, preserves in Minnesota.
Okay.
New Mexico.
No shot.
New Mexico.
You're just playing in Arizona if you want to play in New Mexico.
But they've had one in Oklahoma. They've had one in Texas. They've had one in Arizona. Why wouldn't they do one in New Mexico? They've had one in Colorado. They've had one all over there. We're going to say New Mexico now.
I was not able to find one in New Mexico.
Let's go. Okay, so all we have left basically is the Northeast.
Yeah.
Because Illinois had one. I think Indiana's had one. Missouri's had one.
New Hampshire, no way.
You're right. New Hampshire has not had one.
That is correct.
Rhode Island has not had one.
Correct.
Has New Jersey or Connecticut? Connecticut has not had one.
Correct.
How many do I have left?
I'm seeing 1, 2, maybe 3 total.
Okay. I'm going to go New Jersey has not had one.
I'm not seeing one. I know they had,
Okay.
I think they had a silver series at Stafford Woods, right?
Yeah,
but they did not have a full.
Okay, New Jersey's not had one. I think I'm going to send it, Cy. I think I'm going Louisiana has not had one yet.
I don't have one. Obviously, they have one this year, but
let's go.
I couldn't find another one.
So I have one left.
Let me look at the list here and just make sure. I'm on my list here, which I said, what we can fact check, but I have, I believe, one on here, and then there's a second one that we'd have to, or two. There's two that I don't think you said. Okay. And then there's a third one that I'm not really sure on, but I won't charge you for that. Oh, no, there's 3 that I don't. 3, I think that you.
I think let's send Mississippi. Mississippi has not had one.
Oh, that actually was not one of the ones I was thinking. Wait, where's Mississippi on this list? See, this is another one where it's like
strike one.
I keep.
What is your source?
When you're trying to find disc golf facts, guys, it's really
hard.
difficult.
It's hard.
It is really difficult. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing Mississippi.
Let's go.
All right.
So we still have 3.
Yeah, with 3 additional, which is making me think that Alabama hasn't had one.
I like that.
So I think Alabama.
Yeah, I didn't find.
Let's go.
Alabama.
Okay. You know what? Since there's 2 more left, I think Indiana hasn't had one because I can't think of one. Can't even think of a good course in Indiana.
Oh yeah, Indiana does not have one either.
That wasn't one of your other
on
ones?
his list?
Oh, my word.
Oh, we still got 2.
Well, you guys left a region, and I maybe you just named them, and I wasn't paying attention because I was fact checking. You guys left the Northeast, and I think there was 2 up there.
We got New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut.
Oh,
Maine?
Maine. And then I think...
we didn't touch New York, but I'm scared of New York.
Yeah.
Because the Rochester Flying Disc Open, like that had to be something at some point. So I'm not going near New York yet. Ohio, they've had Worlds at. We did say Rhode Island.
Okay.
We got that. We got Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey. Delaware has had a national tour. We got Maryland. We got West Virginia. Kentucky, Ohio. I know those have had them. Missouri, yeah, they had the Kansas City Wide Open. That's in Missouri. Kansas has Emporia. We got Nebraska. Iowa, we literally went there for
What's
one.
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin's just, they've had Worlds out there a few times, which makes me think they've probably had Worlds out there at some point.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But at this point, I don't know. Did we guess New Mexico yet?
Mm-hmm.
We did?
Yeah, we got it.
I'll just listen. Because the reliability of my list sucks, I'll say you guys get a perfect grade, and I'll tell you the other ones that it wasn't.
I don't even know what states I haven't mentioned yet.
So the other ones, and like I said, this is like, I'm having AI help me pull up this list, and then I was basically cross-checking it to like, because like some of their pools were just wrong. disc golf and AI do not go well together. The ones that Pennsylvania, I don't think Pennsylvania ever had a national tour or a pro.
They had Worlds, Pittsburgh, 2015.
Okay, so there's one. There's one that was already wrong on. I was trying to cross check that. I couldn't remember. And then the other one in question was what was the other one in question? The other one in question was, has Colorado, did they have a national tour? I think they did.
I felt like they did, but I don't know.
So that's the other one we'd have to check.
How do you even check that?
I think everything else seemed on point. You guys will comment below. I mean, if you live in a state and you guys had an NT, because like the pro tours we would know, I think were like the full pro tours, that is. The NTs, we absolutely might have missed.
They might have never been to Colorado. I don't know.
You got to remember the national tour didn't happen for super long, and also the national tour itself wasn't very long.
But did they ever have Worlds out there?
They would only have surely not. They would only ever have a few.
2025 Professional Masters was out there.
Yeah, I don't know that they did. So Colorado might be the other one on the list. It's kind of overwhelming how many states haven't been there, but like the national tour, they went to the same stops basically all the time, and there wasn't that many events. Like they would have I feel like the national tour would only have 10 to 12 stops. I might be missing on that, but yeah, maybe there's
I'm gonna see if there's an all-time
list. I feel like I've looked into this before. So yeah, comment down below what states we may have missed on there, but I feel like most of them I would recognize, especially for the Pro Tour. If we missed one that had a Pro Tour, then that's just sad. But I had the idea to compile that list.
No way to
I tried to have AI help me compile a list, and then they did a terrible job. And so I was trying to quickly cross-reference everything, and it was difficult.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find. There's not really a good way to find because they just don't have a list.
I looked at something for NT once. I think the best thing you can get for NT is find a player that played the entire NT schedule and then look through their PDGA years. That's what I've done before with a Paul who's he was playing the NT.
Des Redding, she has 30 NT wins.
So she was playing it in its classic
because there wasn't an NT when I was watching disc golf.
This would be a good quick fact checking
career wins.
Go back to
and then we can just sort.
What years was she playing heavy NT?
2009.
So look at her 2008 or 9
Brent Hambrick's Ohio, Tulsa's Oklahoma. What's the frick's
Oklahoma?
Bush?
Did we mention Oklahoma?
I said there was one in Oklahoma.
Okay.
I didn't name it because of that. Vermont.
Yeah,
Sugar Bush.
On the list.
Canadian Open, Great Lakes, Masters Cups in Colorado, Hall of Fame, Bowling Greens, Kentucky, Memorial. What the frick? Skyland. Warwick. That's New York, I think. Or is that New Jersey?
Well, New York, you guys stayed away from.
New York, yeah, I stayed away. Well, because of the Rochester. So there's at least I was right there.
Wait, did you say
Golden
Masters
State
was in Colorado? You mean California?
California, I meant, yeah. Texas States. What is Golden
Bowling Greens,
State?
Kentucky, that's Cali.
Ohio,
Des Moines, but that's Iowa. We stay away from that. So
is there a Nevada?
Dogwood Crosstown. The Crosstown Classic was on the NT at one point. That's hype.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a national tour in 2005.
Was the Pro Tour in Vegas, Silas.
Oh,
and also was a national tour at one point.
What is the Bell South Open? Kentucky, Bowling Green.
Disc golf is kind of stuck to the same states.
Minnesota,
the Majestic.
And then what's Mad City?
Yeah, what's Mad City? What is this?
Wisconsin.
And you guys stay away from that.
Oh, nice.
I think you guys may have mind-swept that, even with very unreliable confidence from me fact-checking you guys. I think you may have actually avoided. Comment down below if they actually named one that was wrong, so we can get confirmation. But I think you guys did a really good job.
Yeah, I don't see a Colorado one. So I think Colorado's the only one we missed.
Your intuition kept you away from the bad ones there.
Yeah. Well, I think most of it was if you know of a disc golf course that's pretty famous.
Yeah, it's true.
It's had an NT or major.
It's true. Or a lot of them we've been to.
Yeah, so I'm that's where I kept most of them. But okay, we have 2 fandom survey articles to go through. First, how fans feel about disc manufacturers, and then the part 1 of how fans feel about disc golf media. There's some interesting insights.
That's going to be interesting because this is right out on the back of the commentator shakeup.
Well, this is pre. The poll was done pre.
So
the results are done
That's
post.
where I feel it could be interesting.
But let's go manufacturer first. So average manufacturer fandom score. What's your overall opinion of the following manufacturers? So 0's dislike, 10's like. The number 1 favorite MVP, 7.95. Number 2, Innova at 7.69, which is interesting to me. And then Axiom comes in number 3 at 7.55, so MVP again.
That's dumb.
Discraft 7.39. Then Latitude comes in next at 7.14. Discmania at 6.77. Down to the bottom, you have a 3.33 for Lone Star. You have a 4.64 for Prodigy, which is interesting. So what does the Prodigy hate from?
Well,
Just from suing Ganon?
We got to remember,
still?
this doesn't mean anything because it could just mean a bunch of 5s in difference. We got to look at to see where the weight is.
Yeah, I don't know if they have that down here.
Because without the weight, because for instance, like DGA has a pretty bad score, but I bet that's because most people are indifferent to DGA.
Well, they have 5.39. Yeah.
But like that score is low
correct.
on the list.
Same for Climo, 5.4.
So for all we know, Prodigy just has a bunch of 5s and a couple 4s.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
That might not be the case.
And so what contributes your most to the opinion of the disc manufacturer? So the number one, 70% of people said the quality of the disc they produce is what contributes the most.
That's reasonable.
The variety of the discs they produce is number 2. Their brand/style is number 3. The thing that impacts it the least is Disc Golf Pro Tour events they sponsor, the local events they sponsor, and the local disc golfers they sponsor.
What I find funny about this is the touring professional golfers they sponsor is like not as super high on this list, when it's like, I think subconsciously that is higher on people's list.
I think it is subconscious.
Because once you like the company, like
you don't try the disc to feel the quality unless
exactly. It's like I started throwing Innova because of Paul, but then once I was already throwing them, I would say, well, I like them because of the disc's quality and whatever. But it's like that is
same with Discraft.
Yeah,
no one's throwing Discraft if it's not for their touring professionals.
Right. So
which is that number 4.
More subconscious.
And I do think that's also the Pro Tour events they sponsor, local events they sponsor, local disc golfers they sponsor, also all subconscious.
Very subconscious.
Same thing with social media.
Yeah.
Like it's like it probably doesn't contribute the most to it, which is what this is asking, but the general awareness, like you never get your hands on the disc unless some of the lower half's true.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's an interesting one too there. There was some other things on here. Which company's your favorite? This one I thought was interesting. Your favorite disc golf manufacturer. Innova still holds strong at 22% of responders. Discraft second at 16%, and then MVP at 15.5. Now, what's interesting with MVP is Axiom takes up 8.5. Why they split MVP and Axiom, I don't know.
I understand.
Very dumb because if you add them together, because this is which one's your favorite.
Yeah.
Right? So if you add MVP and Axiom together, they're number 1.
I don't want to rile up the MVP people.
No, ask it. What's the question?
Just like, who's answering Axiom? Like, how much is a percentage of people who genuinely don't know, which is fair. It's different. But it's one thing with DGA and Discraft, like being another example. They're very much different. Axiom is the same company. It's run by the same people.
It just has colored rims, which I prefer. I throw more Axiom than MVP.
It's basically silly.
I just think it's silly to have them separated.
Yeah.
Because they're not different companies.
Yeah.
Like to have Dynamic Latitude separated, fair. Because they were different companies, they are different companies.
They have different branding.
Axiom MVP is like they're not hiding that they're the same company. It's just like Axiom is our secondary thing that we do colored rims, more experimental, that's it. But if you add MVP and Axiom together, which you should because they're the same, then MVP is the number 1 on this list.
Like, I'm never, ever, ever in my life going to be like, here's the, I'm like, yeah, I throw an MV. It's one of my favorite Axiom discs ever.
No, I always say MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so because they would have 24%. So they beat Innova by 1.3%.
We just don't have, like, our audience is not the big part of like Innova country.
No.
But it is crazy. Like, I think that we are a little bit of a bubble where it's like Innova does still run like this sport to a degree.
Very much
even
so.
though it doesn't feel like it at all.
No, but it's again, because so many people go to Dick's Sporting Goods, buy their first disc golf disc.
I get where the loyalty comes from.
And then they're not involved in the sport beyond that.
They're involved in this poll.
Well, I know. I'm saying that's where that translates to this poll. But I'm saying that's where Innova still runs the sport, is like if you go find someone who's never played disc golf before and they just went and bought their first discs.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this poll.
Those people will eventually get to this poll.
Right, but now what I'm saying is now, yes, that starts them on this path,
funnel.
But it does.
So everyone who's new to disc golf that took this is going to say Innova.
I'm more so saying that they are invested enough in the sport to be taking a disc golf fandom survey, and they're still.
But you got to flip it. You got to flip it a little bit too. You have your brand new people who
are brand new people taking a fandom survey.
Yes, some people started following disc golf this year and are in this survey.
What is the percentage?
I don't know which one broke that down, but I saw it earlier. It's not a ton, but 24, 25, I think it's over 1,000 people. But you also have to say, then you have us who have been in the sport for a decade. So we're on the flip side, where when we got into the sport, Innova was the Paul Macbeth.
I wouldn't choose Innova as my favorite manufacturer.
I would.
I would choose Discraft.
Innova's my favorite manufacturer.
I like Innova's plastic a lot, but I don't think their quality control is what it used to be, for one. And then number two, I think that I don't like that they don't sign good players.
I'm still the jury's out for me on that side. Because no,
I just don't think it's fun. I don't think it's fun to support. I enjoy seeing really awesome players throw my favorite discs. That's what it comes down. And Innova built their brand on excellence.
I think that what's tough for me is I know that if you cut any player out there, one of the first discs back in their bag is a destroyer, and probably the second's a Rock 3.
If what now what?
If you cut a player from a team out there, a pro. Like if a pro can throw what they want to throw.
Their discs are super good.
They're going straight to a destroyer.
I'm not denying. I'm just saying, I fell in love with the Innova brand because they had the best players and they dominated the sport in all facets. And now they're not doing that anymore. Like, they still are a very big company, but I don't like that they don't. Like, all you got to do is have one of the top dogs. And they have Calvin. I know, but that was a bad example. I know they have Calvin.
Evelina Solomon.
I just wish. No, that's where you lose me. That's not what I'm talking about.
Top dogs.
Not really. None of those were in the Player of the Year race last year.
Evelina Solomon.
She was not in the Player of the Year race. She was not. It was a 3-way race. She was not a part of it. That's true. That's true.
She could have been. But I'm saying Evelina, to say she's not one of the top FPO players is a lie.
In any case,
you don't think Evelina's a top FPO player?
I think in FPO, I think she's probably what was she, like top 5? Like, she was like
easily
6
top 5
last year. This is not the point of the argument. The point of the argument is I wish they invested more in top players. That's all I'm trying to say. No, she was not.
Well, Pro Tour, you're right. She was 11th in Pro Tour.
She was 11th. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point
she
is,
did win a major, U.S. Women's major champ.
And Innova's never had, I guess actually Ohm was their better player.
Even better.
She could have been put in there. But in any case, I'm talking about MPO right now.
Calvin.
I wish they had more top players. I guess what I'm saying is, because Calvin they've had for a long time. So I guess maybe what I'm trying to get at is I wish when Ganon is up for a deal
but this is where
they lose Paul, it's like I wish they go after that player. And I'm not saying it's a great financial choice.
That's my thing.
But the point is
how much is Innova the wisest
I'm not judging my favorite company based on wise financial choices. That's not how I determine.
This isn't asking me my favorite.
It's who I like.
It's not asking my favorite disc golf team, because I like Discraft or MVP more.
Well, that's a huge part.
I like their plastic a lot less.
When I think about Discraft, I like their plastic very similarly. And when I think about Discraft, I think about they're doing fun drops, fun stamp designs, fun experimental new plastics with fused plastic, and their team is sick, so I can get all these custom stamps from their team. They have players I like. That ties into the Discraft opinion for me a lot. Because Innova, yes, the Star Destroyer, love it. Love rocks. I love old school Innova. It's just like nowadays,
can't beat it.
Their identity has shifted a little bit in that sense too, where it's like, it's not the sport it was where like guys are throwing 5 KC rocks in their bags and beat up AVR. Like, and if it is that way, it's not presented the same. I don't know. It's like the Innova that I consumed as a 15, 16-year-old is not the Innova that it is now. Is that fair?
Yeah, Innova's still just my favorite because if I
don't, and that's fine. I'm explaining why I've kind of shifted.
If I lose a Destroyer and a Thunderbird, I'm a much worse player, and I think that that's true for a lot of disc golfers out there. Like, I think pros on the Pro Tour would be better if they could throw a Destroyer.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
And I think the second they're cut, it's like a breath of fresh air to grab a Destroyer again.
I don't view it based on, because like I suck with all of the discs, so I don't really view it. I don't see myself getting better because I have Innova Plastic versus Discraft for me. So that doesn't factor into my. That's all I care about. Favoritism.
Like when I'm thinking about what's my favorite manufacturer, it's like what disc hurts my bag the most to leave, and it's all Innova.
Well, that's
always
fair.
Always has been, always will be.
That's a competitive mindset, which is totally reasonable.
Well, I think that's according to this poll. That's what people are thinking. Quality of disc they produce, like the team thing, is all the way in the middle here. And then people who run the company lower. That's right below the touring. So it's like that's number 4 and 5 on the list. People are talking about quality of disc, variety.
Yeah. I totally, we were on different wavelengths. I totally have just enjoyed following Discraft as a brand.
I like the Discraft brand more than Innova.
And that's
I like MVP's brand more than Innova.
When they say disc manufacturer,
I like Discmania more than Innova from that standpoint.
They don't, the poll isn't, and this is how you can perceive it. The poll doesn't say what's your favorite disc golf brand. It also doesn't say who makes your favorite disc golf discs. It's which is your favorite disc manufacturer. And Discraft is my favorite disc manufacturer because of their brand. And that's
When I hear manufacturer, I just think about making discs. I don't think about the team.
That's fair.
But that's just how we hear it different. Which company is your favorite disc manufacturer grouped by manufacturer family? So now if you group all of them together, House of Discs wins at 24.9. MVP group comes in second at 24.3. Innova groups at 23.6, which they just get 1% from like AGL or something.
Yeah, that's a
and
silly,
then Discraft at 17.2. So this is basically like
a silly poll.
If you only make your own discs, you are hurt in that part. But hey, they grouped it together. So it is what it is. I don't think House of Discs should be grouped together.
They have like 8 brands.
But I do think MVP Axiom Streamline should, because they are genuinely one company. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense to people at home.
Yeah, they're managed. I don't think they have like different.
But the House of Discs from a management point, and the House of Discs was all different companies that got brought together. MVP was all made by one company.
Right.
It'd be like if UC and Discmania created 2 or 3 companies, and it's just like, oh, this one we do this one we do, then that's MVP. But instead, it's like UC created Discmania, got bought out. That's different, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So the changes here, we've seen MVP get a 2.78% boost. This is year over year. Axiom get a 1.79% boost. Discraft get a 1.64% boost. We see Innova drop by 5.2%. Dynamic drop by 1%. And Latitude drop by 0.4%. I still stand by that the reason Innova's high is because you have people like me who got in the sport forever ago taking this poll. And so like, Innova will be my favorite manufacturer because of my first X amount of years in the sport. The people who got in at 2020, Discraft's probably that for them, right? Where like they'll probably love Discraft forever. And then the people who got in at 2025, Innova's their favorite currently, but they will probably jump to an MVP Axiom, which is that negative 5%. That's how I view this, right? I could be wrong there.
No, I mean...
But I think Innova has the old heads, Innova has the brand new players, but then the middle, which the brand new players will turn into the middle, Innova doesn't have.
That probably makes sense.
If that makes sense. That makes sense in my head. That's how I kind of view it.
I do think... I think if you go back to like the disc quality thing, I think the reason they don't have the middle is because I think a lot of people start with Innova because of their presence in sporting goods stores. And then you start to explore... And right now, if part of your exploration is seeing the pro scene, not as many of them are throwing Innova.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still like yes, I understand they have pros, but like Discraft has like half the MPO roster on their team, and so like you go there, you go to MVP because you find Simon. But then to your point, I do think people come back to Innova once they're like, okay, I've been around the block and I really like these Innova discs.
But I'm saying I don't know the people who get in the sport today.
Yeah.
Will they still come back to Innova? I don't know about that.
It just depends how much they like
people
those
who got in the sport with me will come back to Innova
because you like the discs.
But I also associate it with like how I'm talking. I'm saying every pro that left, you wouldn't think the way I think unless you saw what I saw in 2015 of the people playing with destroyers, and I hear people talk about destroyers, stuff like that. Like if I got into the sport today, I would probably think about Discraft that way. If like, oh, all these players rise with Discraft and leave to other companies, I'd probably be like, yeah, but if they could, they'd go back to the Buzz.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I don't know that a ton of people
like. I think
that's a very like in disc golf niche way of thinking about it.
I think the way I feel about Innova, because when I got in, they dominated the sport the way Discraft currently dominates the sport.
For sure.
And I think that's what has established my way of thinking about Innova.
Yeah.
And that's it's hard to change my mind about it. And so I'm feeling that's going to be a decade from now. Discraft will probably be a similar boat. Where it's like,
yeah, it might be.
There's other hype companies, sure, but like the people who got into the sport in 2020 view Discraft the way I view Innova.
Yeah, no, and like I guess I'm a little more fluid in the sense that if the same thing happened to Discraft right now that happened to Innova, where all the players scattered and their brand diminished its presence a little bit, yeah, it might be inclined to go to enjoy another brand more. Like that absolutely is on the table. I'm not as tied. Like I always will have a nostalgia tie to Innova. It's just right now, if you were asking my favorite, it's not Innova.
The top 5 common moves. If I pick up another
destroyer with air bubbles in them and freak out.
Top 5. That's another thing that doesn't bother me is the air. Trevor hates it. It ticks Trevor off.
The heck out of me.
As long as it flies good, I don't care.
Ugh.
Innova fans becoming MVP fans was the most common move. Discraft fans becoming MVP fans was the second most common move.
Interesting.
Innova fans becoming Discraft fans was the third most common. Innova fans becoming Axiom fans, fourth. Discmania fans becoming Discraft fans, fifth.
So nobody becoming Innova fans.
No one moving to Innova. No, yeah. Which, again, I think is what I was saying.
Yeah, no.
I think, yeah.
That is interesting.
Because that's where Innova will lose people with the Pro Tour. Is like you're not going to take people and turn them to Innova fans. You will start people as Innova fans.
Yeah.
With Dick's Sporting Goods and stuff like that. But like you're not going to turn them into because there's nothing pulling you to Innova from other companies except for me.
Calvin
basically.
and Owner, and like obviously they've had, Sexton and Germ doing their thing. Like, well, they had Germ. Like they've had likable personalities around the brand. I think it's only because Discraft is so overwhelming right now. If Discraft didn't have the team they had, I wouldn't even think of Innova's team as like underwhelming. I think that's what it is. I think I'm doing the comparison game of like Discraft has so many players that it's like.
Well, what's interesting is the number one moves are going to MVP though.
Yeah, I'm surprised the sport's still moving. I mean, that's just the Simon effect.
It's the YouTube effect. It doesn't matter how many players you sign if you.
And also, MVP's MVP's a fun brand to follow. Their marketing's good. Their discs look really cool. So I get it.
All right, let's talk media. So this is basically disc golf coverage media. They're going to release the YouTube podcast one, I believe, next week.
Oh, spicy.
So past 12 months, how have you consumed professional disc golf coverage? 82% post-produced, 66% highlight, which is like basically the DGPT's highlight package, and then 62% live coverage of Disc Golf Network, 52% live coverage first round on YouTube. 44% replays of the live coverage on DGN, which I think is a wild way to watch disc golf. Because like, if I'm going back to watch the replay live, I'm going to Jomez.
You could do multiple.
You could do multiple.
Okay, I was like, it's not adding up.
No, you could do multiple. Yeah. So you could select like, because like, I would select. I watch highlights and I watch live disc golf on DGN. Those are my two ways to consume. I don't think I watched a Jomez round last year.
The only Jomez I watch is to do. I use Jomez to prep for all of our preview shows. Because I scrubbed the
last year's one.
I scrubbed last year's to like re-bearings on the course and everything, just so people can yell at me and say I don't watch it anyways.
Yeah. Please indicate what influences your decision to watch an event. This is an interesting one to me. So the number one makes sense. I think we would have all thought this. What other activities are in my life that weekend? Right? I got a kid's soccer game, can't watch it. So that's 45% say strongly influenced, 40% say somewhat. Which players are on coverage? I think that also makes sense.
Sure.
We knew that. 38% strongly.
Card's a banger.
43% somewhat. Whether there's post-produced or not, that one's kind of split down the middle, but 34% said it strongly influenced them. Why it's split down the middle is because 35% said it doesn't influence at all. So that middle, like somewhat, people either passionate about it one way or the other. Not a lot of people in the middle. What's interesting to me, what other sports are on at the same time?
Not an impact.
70% of people said doesn't influence me at all.
Which is good for...
Which is back to Brody's point that people getting ticked off about, which is disc golf fans are not sports fans.
Hey, it's great in the sense that whenever this year happens and the Masters is on at the same time as the Champions Cup, you're going to have me probably walking around in Lynchburg with my phone like this so I can see what happens the fall round of Masters and watch the disc golf. But 70% will not care at all.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what we have to remember.
That's a great thing for disc golf and also a bad thing because you want
sports fans.
You want sports fans.
Well, what this does is it does correlate to why there are certain topics that we get very frustrated about that it sounds like we're talking to a brick wall.
Nobody can relate.
Because we're talking to the 5.9% other sports influence and we're trying to talk to them, and 70% other sports don't influence at all are the ones hearing us.
It's like whenever it gets towards the end of the season and NFL football comes on,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
70% doesn't matter.
Thank goodness it's not. If the pro, like, I'm just trying to think, like, if I was trying to consume like playoff NFL right now and disc golf at the same time, my brain would melt. There was a week. What was it? The ultimate whammo was. I think there was a weekend where there was 3 events at once. Like I feel like there was a huge golf major, a pro tour that was important that I was watching at the same time. And then I want to say somehow there was a third thing. Like maybe it was a collegiate event at LU that I was like trying to track to, but my brain was almost fried.
Maybe March Madness.
And like, luckily golf is pretty easy to like keep your eye on 2 at once, right? Because it's just like, okay, there's a shot being thrown here. Now I'll pay back but Maybe it was it March Madness?
I don't know. I was just thinking March.
That doesn't overlap.
What year did you first start following professional disc golf? This is where I saw it before. So 10%, 7.7, and then 3.3 are within 2024 and 2025. So 10% of the poll takers. The majority of people, 14.6, came in 2020. 11% in 2021, 9 in 2022. I think part of this is like you have to get into disc golf enough to take this poll.
Right.
So I feel like next year the 2025 number will make up a bigger percentage.
To your point though, like if you go back to like 2018, like when's 2018, like from wherever that is, and you basically take that and everything to the left, that's a lot of your Innova fans.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's still a huge chunk of the poll.
6.4. I mean, we're at 6 plus that's 10, 13, 16, 18. 20, 21,
I'd be looking at 30 to 40%
probably 30
of the
some
poll.
percent. Yeah, 30 some percent are pre 2018.
Yeah,
really pre 2019 because that's when Paul made his move.
Yeah,
so
it's like 40% of the poll.
Like 40% of the polls from 2019 earlier.
So that makes sense.
And then you have 14, and probably 30% is 2020 to.
Because
2023.
If you got into disc golf, if you're in that 40%, and that's when you got into disc golf, you are starting with Innova.
That's what I'm saying. You loved Innova. There was no choice.
Yeah.
Even if you were diehard into disc golf, you were throwing Innova.
It was the choice of champions.
It was. Still is.
Still is. Probably the best slogan out there.
Yeah. Now, here you go. This is interesting. Disc golf commentary. So first off, the person who was on commentary the most is Ian Anderson. He was the number one on it the most.
Terry was only one behind him.
Terry was one behind him. But if you go down, if you could choose live DGN commentators for an event you're watching, which are you choosing?
Oh,
Number one, Brian Earhart.
Oh, yeah.
45%. Yeah. Nate Sexton, 2.
Brian and Sexton would be my 1.
Jeremy Coling, 3. Philo, 4. So that one's interesting to me. But he's the 4th highest color commentary. But Ian Anderson was the lowest choice of play-by-play.
No.
So play-by-play.
In years prior, did they group him with Philo?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I was like, Philo's still high up on this list, so I'm like, maybe that has something to do with it.
But Ian is the worst play-by-play. He did rank above Nate Doss, but Nate Doss is obviously a color.
Dang it, dude.
He did rank above him. But you had Terry Miller at 16%, Charlie Eisenhood at 13%, Ian Anderson at 12%. Isa Pekka, I believe is how you say his name, the European play-by-play guy, he had 20%. He's people's favorite play-by-play.
Perkins isn't higher up there.
But yeah. Now, also, one thing to note,
Zellner.
If you scroll up, who is commentating, 52% of people said doesn't influence at all. 38% said somewhat influence, but it is one of the lowest things that influence. So I think also when the Pro Tour is making this commentary choice, when Pro Tour is making this, well, also like, I don't even know if I know who's going to commentate an event before I watch it.
I don't.
So so it's not influencing whether I watch it or not.
Welcome, and I'm just like,
yeah, but like I've already turned it on at that point.
Yes, I'm not gonna. I have never turned it off because of the commentary ever, or decided not to watch it. I would just beep, mute.
So I think that's more what the Pro Tour is looking at, right? Is like, hey, if we can consolidate and save money, people don't care who's into both.
And it might have just this fandom survey, man, gets people fired.
But there you go.
Dang it.
So that's the fandom survey. Next week
maybe we need to do a fandom survey and drop people off this freaking podcast.
How do you feel about Khan's couch segment?
We can't do it. We cannot do a fandom survey in this.
It'd be funny.
It would be it'd be awful. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
I think it'd be funny. We won't do it though.
It'd be real funny until everybody's feelings get hurt.
Well, it's just like seeing you just like what if Trevor's trivia just had like 5% of people liked it and 95 were like, this is the stupidest thing of all time.
That honestly wouldn't hurt my feelings because it is stupid half the time. But it's like we have a comment section for that.
Yeah.
Like, you can dish it out in the comments. I'm already getting Innova fans are murdering me as we speak. But the fandom survey, that's just too real, man. That's too real. You guys can do your own fandom survey and tell us who sucks in the comments.
Do it on the Facebook group. Post your fandom surveys. Yeah. People take it. We didn't create it. We won't promote it. Go to Foundation Nation. Someone's created it. All right, in the bag. So Silas and Connor last week won by literally one vote. They won by one vote last week.
Let's go.
Okay. When did you catch wind of this? How many accounts do we have access to, Hunter?
Well, I'm not rigging it. First off, secondly,
I respect that.
When I saw it that morning.
Hey Liz, hey mom, hey dad. Like
I'm not rigging the vote.
I will. Then tell me. I'll pay more attention. It's not rigging. I'll be like, hey,
Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning, which was almost 24 hours. We were up by 4. 2 hours later, we were down by 1.
I mean, that's not that significant.
The last 5 votes that came in.
Brutal.
Yeah. I flipped it. So that's your vote matters here more than anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
So what we're doing this week for In the Bag is worst rules in disc golf, whether written or unwritten.
Yeah, this is
oh boy,
this one's gonna be tough. And so
who chooses?
The loser.
So we choose the order. I think we got to go first choice here, Trev. Just because there's one that's on everyone's list, and we know that.
I would tend to agree. I'm gonna let you go.
Please
first.
let me take that. All right, so I will go first, and I will take the 2-meter rule.
2-meter rule sucks. If you've ever, you can talk about how it's justified all you want. Until you have been 2-meter ruled in a tournament and you just lost a stroke because you had a bad bit of luck and your disc got stuck in a tree. And let me be clear, the only time I ever got 2-meter rule was in Vegas on a hole that had no business. Like, it was not that I threw over anything. It just went into a tree that was in the middle of a giant, like, wide open fairway, and it just got stuck there. Funny about not even that high in the air.
Well, 2 meters. What's funny about the 2-meter rule is that when I first started running events and when I first started playing events, it was the 2-meter rule was in effect unless otherwise stated.
It was just like part of the tournament intro.
And so like it was one of the most high pressure things because like if I didn't say the 2-meter rule is not in effect,
you were gonna have
then people were gonna be calling it on. And so what was funny is like a few tournaments I forgot and people would raise their hand and be like, you didn't say it, but is the 2-meter rule in effect? I'm like, thank you. No. That's the stupidest thing of all time. But if you ever like, I've played in a tournament before where the TD forgot to say it.
Yeah.
And then my card mates are like, hey, just be aware the tournament director didn't say it. The 2-meter rule's in effect. And I'm like, if you call that on me.
It's like not saying Uno in a card game. Like come that's on. Gross.
But the PJ luckily flipped it where it's like the 2-meter rule's only in effect if you say it's in effect, which is how it always should have been.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason this exists is because of the old courses in California. There were some shorter trees, and you could have broke the course design by going up and over and basically banking on it getting stuck in the trees, parked the hole, and just throwing spike hyzer. And it's like, well, then you should have a tap out 3 because you didn't go down the middle, and now that's the risk you're taking. Fair point, but for the majority of disc golf happening in North Carolina and Virginia, where you're just like throwing in like you might hit a tree, but you nailed the fairway, like that's just dumb, dumbest rule ever. All right, Tyler and Sagai, what do you
I think they
Ty,
won
do you want to go
time.
First?
Yeah, I think they did.
When Connor wasn't here.
Do you have 2 that are like amazing?
I have.
Speaking of the microphone,
I have good ones.
Okay,
you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tyler going first.
Never podcasted.
I'm gonna say courtesy violations.
Ooh,
I actually almost wrote that down.
If you don't know kind of the full extent of courtesy violations, they can be very vague. For instance, here's a couple things that would constitute a courtesy violation. Leaving your equipment where it may distract other players. So, for instance, you could have your bag, I don't know, anywhere, and if it's, let's say, in my peripheral vision, and I think that's distracting me, I'll give you a courtesy violation. And if you get a second one, then you're going to start getting penalty strokes. So that's one of them. I mean, swearing, I've heard so many people, like, under their breath or however, but there's no gauge to say, like, how loud that has to be.
I think they should say what words aren't allowed. They should make a list.
There's just a lot of, like, helping. You have to, there's things that say you have to help other players like move equipment when asked, like someone tells you to move your bag or keeping score properly.
How about the picnic table?
Yeah, like if you mess up scoring, like
my
one
back's
time on
injured,
accident,
man. Courtesy
messing up scoring, you should get stroked for that.
No, yeah, that's fair.
So that was
well. I mean, like if it was
you just toppled your argument.
No. I'm saying if you like,
no, that is dumb.
It's a good thing 90% of people voting.
That's a good one.
All right, yeah. So yeah, courtesy violations, bad.
Sagai, what do you got?
Oh, I go. Okay. I'm going to say...
those of you who comment that we should do a snake draft, we do a snake draft. It just looks weird because we have teams, but like
that's how snake drafts work.
They're getting the third... What?
That's how... Yeah, I'm telling people that's how it works.
They're getting they got the second and the third pick, and then we get fourth and fifth.
Yeah.
All right, this might...
snake draft.
This could kind of not be good for our list, Ty, but I need to get this off my chest.
Sal's always
because I hate
it. What?
He hates
this.
Yes,
and that is fist bumping on 18.
I had that on my list.
That's a great pick. You guys are off to a good start. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous.
You can fist bump after the round, after it's over.
Yeah, well, because like, imagine we're about to go one hole decides it all. I'm like, hey, dude, great playing with you, and then you throw OB, lose the whole tournament, and it's like I don't know.
True.
You should be saying good game after. Like imagine like you got 30 seconds left, one possession game, and the whole basketball game stops. So you can go line up and say, good game, good game, good game. It's like, it's not a good game yet. We got 30 seconds left.
We don't know if it's a good game yet.
Yeah.
Do you have more written down, Hunter?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm just I'm gauging you on whether on that. And I'm going to take time extensions.
Is that a real rule this year? It doesn't matter. It's on our list, but I don't know if it actually got into effect.
It doesn't matter if it did or not. People are going to vote for it.
You know, I didn't have this one written down.
And I think it is.
But no, I got to go with this one. Dang it, I have some good ones now.
Use a good one, Hunter. Use a good one.
Well, but which one's better?
Just trust your gut. Trust your gut.
I think that less people will know how dumb the rule I was about to say is, so I'm going to go with the one they'll know, which is wedged into the basket's a make.
Yes. That was my other one. I'm glad you
basket
did that.
wedgie.
Yeah, like that's not a make. You threw it, you putted it into the cage and it got stuck.
I was gonna word it as disc can go through the basket, but I that is even better because like now it's not even in the basket.
No, it's wedged into the cage. Congratulations, you just made a putt.
Okay.
No, you didn't. All right, Tyler.
All right.
I'm gonna be cooked on this last
Come
one.
on, Ty.
I'm going to say the rule that says you are not allowed to wear cotton T-shirts.
Is that still in
that is still in
rules?
effect. I checked.
What?
Yeah.
That's
That's a rule?
The player code of
It's like, I
conduct
think
for
it's
all major and elite series events, your outermost layer cannot be a T-shirt unless it's like an athletic or wicking
I
blend.
feel
So
like
no cotton T-shirts.
I feel like on the
allowed.
graphic that has to say
I would say
in
at
majors or
at
MTs because
elite or major.
because like
Well, it also says before that the PGA highly recommends is enforced for all A tier and below tournaments.
I mean, with
Ooh.
that verbiage, we'll give it to them. We'll just say no cotton tees.
Yeah.
That is
That's gonna
pretty,
get the people
that is
riled up,
pretty
Ty.
strong
It used to be,
verbiage.
bro.
A tier used to be like
Yeah.
actual rule.
That's pretty strong
It
verbiage.
wasn't allowed.
This is an absolute slugfest of a list. Unfortunately, when it comes back to me, I am gonna
Sai?
be clueless.
All right, I'm gonna say, I don't
Maybe I
know.
should make one up.
I'm just gonna throw these words out, and you interpret it how you will.
Okay.
Okay.
Step putt. Ban it or make it possible within the circle. Within circle one.
So do you want it to say no step putt within circle one is the rule, or
What are
you
you
just want me
trying
to
to
just write
say?
step putt?
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No.
What?
Are you trying to say there shouldn't be step putting?
I'm trying to say they should either make step putting in circle one and all the time, or ban it entirely.
But that's not. You're saying you're giving a suggestion. You need to give us a rule that exists that you think is dumb.
Okay.
Well, I guess he's saying like the rule that allows step putts to exist is dumb.
Nope. I have another one. I'm
Never mind.
changing. Here's a rule that I think is stupid.
Oh, can't wait.
I have
He's
to help
pumped up.
you search for your lost disc.
Frick, dude, their list is unbeatable. I have nothing to beat this. Their list is too good.
See, I have one.
You should be looking for that yourself, and that's your fault that you lost it. And I shouldn't have to help you.
All right, Trev, what do you have? Is it last
The
one?
only one I have is it's only a slightly dumb rule, but I just didn't like. There are a couple things I could go, but I don't know that there's any more on the table that are really stupid. I'm just trying to find the best way to word this. It would just be like, of all the things I could get stroked for on the course, this is the other one that would be like so dumb. And it would be the rule. They got rid of one of these rules, which was like the added thickness thing. But I'm going to say the unique mark or identifier on the disc. Because you could have a custom dyed disc that nobody in the universe has. But if you didn't put something in there with Sharpie,
Well, would
could get
dye
stroked.
would dye count? I don't know.
I don't know.
I was gonna say illegal discs in general.
Yeah.
Because the rule that if you're playing with a disc and I say I think your putter's illegal, and it's like
Yeah, we're getting cooked though. Their list is so
I know,
good.
but that one, the reason with that is it needs too much explanation because literally if I say I think your putter's illegal, until you get it inspected by the tournament director, every time you use it the rest of the round,
Yeah.
you're risking a stroke penalty because if the tournament director says, yes, this is illegal because whether the gash is too thick in it, you have a sticker on it, you didn't put a mark on it, whatever it might be, then every time you use it is a stroke penalty. So it literally could cost you like 20 strokes during your round.
It's hard to-
if you just happen, because I don't even have to know if it's illegal or not.
Yeah.
I think that's illegal. And if it happens to actually be illegal, like
That-
you just went from first to out of cash.
That rule is very dumb, just doesn't pop on the graphic.
No, that's why I didn't-
And
that's why I didn't
the last one I had was the helping search for a lost disc, and when Silas took that,
I don't know. I think 2 meter rule might carry the list.
2
Because
meter
when you
rule,
hear
time
worst
extensions,
rule-
and the wedge in the basket are very good, but their list all the way through is it's more popular.
they have a better list We have a better
we have
one
better
answer.
rules.
We have the
also,
one answer.
I think our rules are actually better ones.
Well, I'm saying when you hear worst rule in disc golf, 2 meter rule is the one that comes to your mind.
We'll see.
So that's
It
what we
has
gotta
to
hope.
carry.
We got to hope that it carries because their list is far better than ours.
It definitely looks better.
Go vote on Instagram if you haven't yet. Like I said, one vote could swing everything.
Oh my gosh!
So
Hey, good job, Ty.
We're gonna lose
Shout out
so
Ty.
hard
Thank
this
you.
year.
we're down 6-4 right now.
This is like this. If we go down 3, we're gonna have to go on a crazy
Hey,
run.
we will have to go
I'm
on a
gonna start
generational
picking
run.
subjects that are just so heavily biased in our favor. Actually, I'm running out of suggestions, guys. Please
Comment some down below.
comment some down below. I mean, I can rack my brain. I'm not, don't want you to do all the work.
Well,
for me.
don't rack your brain too much because you need it for this segment. Silas selects. What's in this bag?
Tyler,
Yeah,
you
you're
take a
gonna
stab at
need
this.
it.
You know what? I'm
It'd be
going
so funny if Tyler guessed it in Connor's chair.
Discmania Origin.
You love that one. Or does Connor love that one? That one gets guessed all the time.
I feel like that is a common guess.
I don't know. But sometimes the common ones are the ones that he thinks he's going to get us with.
You never know.
What's in here, Trev?
Well, you do know.
There
You
is
know once.
a Owen Scoggins AVR, the white one, the new one.
Okay, JK.
loves Owen. He just made a face, bro.
There is
Silas just made a freaking face.
Climo Discs Streak.
Silas just made a freaking
I
face.
love that pic, Trev.
D Model OS. He was right. I forgot this disc existed.
I was bagging on the fact that Silas was in love with Owen and it didn't work.
I forgot this disc existed. D Model OS. But
He's
that's
still getting. I'm glad to know Silas is still getting cute.
still
with
getting
it every
cute with
week.
You guys are never getting it again.
how many times are you going to say that with us getting
You're
it?
never getting it
I've
again.
got it freaking 3 times.
Yeah, it is Trevor owns
I
you,
own
Silas.
you.
It's basically the
I
Trevor
basically
Select
broke
collection.
math. by
How
doing
many?
that.
What's the percentage? Terrible.
What? No, what you need to ask yourself is what is the actual percentage of it happening, and then
Well, we've only been
what is
doing
my
this.
Oh,
percentage?
no. That's not what I asked, though.
No, because the
No, 'cause
statistic would
Trev
be
is probably like 5%.
What?
It's up there because we've only been doing this for less than 100 shows.
I might be.
and he's done 3 of them.
Yeah, I might be like.
and we
which is like-
haven't done it every week. 'Cause
considering
when,
the
Yeah.
odds are like 1
when
in
Silas
1,000.
is gone or Connor's gone, we don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, now we do because Tyler's here, but typically we haven't historically. So when you factor that in, that Trevor's got 3 of it, it's probably close
Dude,
to
It's
like
one of the biggest
5%.
mathematical improbabilities that's ever occurred.
What if
in the
Tyler
United
gets it
States.
before Connor?
that would
that
be
would
really
be
tough.
really
because the
funny.
fact that Tyler's just on the show like once a month, if even.
The podcast where I stole this idea from, but they do it with lottery balls. They bring in like all their people. Like we should just bring Tyler in to do his guess each time, just for that.
Just for that.
Yeah, because it would just be so funny if another person got it and not gone.
We could also just have Brad and Jason text their answer.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right, well, that wraps up this week. We'll talk to you again next week. When I would imagine next week. Oh, well, actually, we won't talk to you until Tuesday next week because we'll be
Yeah.
gone through Monday to prevent the grip lock curse from happening. Not actually. We'll be in the Unchained
We shouldn't have
conference.
told
but-
people yet.
Well, luckily,
We
people-
also might have crazy scoop from Unchained
We
if
might.
they let us talk about it.
We'll see. We'll
We're
see
gonna
what
see
all
players.
happens. So we'll talk to you on Tuesday next week, not Monday. We'll see you then.